Let's do a quick update for the old turkey Bitcoin. By the way, does anybody know the name of this beautiful beach? I was there last weekend, had a great time. Took this beautiful video on my iPhone 7. A hint is this beach is in Southern California. Alright, we're looking at the daily chart, and the data I have is to 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on January the 17th. Bitcoin is definitely struggling this morning. It is down about 1% and is trading below 43,000. Right now, Bitcoin is struggling to stay above this red line, which is the 10 days moving average. It is very important that Bitcoin has to be able to close today at or above this 10 days. Now, looking at the combination of these three candles, I don't like what I see so far. The past 2 days, we had this doji, or the closing price is pretty much the same as the opening price for 2 straight days. This is an indication of indecision, or supply is pretty much equal demand. And the term I like to use is like a tug of war between sellers and buyers. Basically, for the past 2 days, nobody came out as winner. But as of right now, we are seeing this red candle. It is an indication sellers are taking control. They're driving the price down. The question for us now is whether or not the buyer would step in to support the price. So let's take a look at the hourly chart to see if we can figure that out. On the hourly chart, last time when we looked at Bitcoin was on January the 12th, right after it started trending up, and we saw this consolidations and then a run up in price, ran all the way to 44.3. Retrace, try to retest that again, get rejected. And after that, we had this like double top. The price retrace, dropped all the way down to about 41.7 and then bounce up, continued to trend up, but the minute it hit around 43.7, it got rejected. So what we're seeing here is Bitcoin is starting to show sign of weakness. It is setting up this higher low and then retrace, setting up this lower high. So essentially what happened here is Bitcoin was forming this symmetrical triangle. And unfortunately, today, the price technically broke down. A breakdown from this triangle could technically take Bitcoin down and retest 40,500. But looking at this chart, there's no doubt that buyers are stepping in and they're supporting the price to prevent a further breakdown. If we look at the price action before, we saw this retrace where it dropped to about 41,000 and then bounce up, retrace, drop down to about 41.7. So if we were to connect these two higher low, this now gives us a new support trend line. And as you can see, it seems like buyers are stepping in to prevent the price from breaking down. We need Bitcoin to be able to hold support right at this trend line. A breakdown and close below this today would indicate that the price would close below the 10 days moving average, and a close below the 10 days moving average, then we are looking at a very high probability for the seller to continue to drive the price down, and Bitcoin could potentially drop all the way down and retest this prior low as part of the breakdown of this symmetrical triangle. However, there is still hope. So far, it seems like buyers are stepping in and they are preventing the price from breaking down. If somehow the buyer can hold the line and eventually push the price up where it re-enter this triangle, then there's always that possibility that the price could continue to trend higher. Then we could potentially looking at Bitcoin retesting the prior high at 44,300. So that's why it is very important for Bitcoin to close today at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time over this red line, which is the 10 days moving average. The line in the sand for us is at around 42,600. A close below that today, then expect a lot more selling pressure. And then we could potentially see Bitcoin retest this low. A close above 42,600, then definitely there is hope for Bitcoin to slowly trending upward and then retest its prior high at around 44,300. That's it for this video, and don't forget to click that like button and reward me with a like if you appreciate the content that I'm presenting. Also, if you are new to my channel, don't forget to click that subscribe button and subscribe, and make sure you turn notification on. And if you have Twitter, make sure you follow me at Vietmaxim, because I provide constant update on all of our favorite cryptos.